From it's a boy to definitely male to the fastest Indian, the Bajaj Pulsar has ruled hearts for a good 20 years in India. The journey of this iconic motorcycle is nothing less than a blockbuster, and on the occasion of it completing 2 glorious decades in the country, the company has launched its biggest Pulsars yet. Ladies and gentlemen, the all-new Bajaj Pulsar N250 and the all-new Pulsar F250. So today we are in this beautiful city of Pune to ride both these motorcycles and to answer every question of yours that you might have before buying these new Pulsars. But before going ahead, if you still haven't, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and also click that little bell to stay notified. So let's get design out of the way first. So if you look at both these motorcycles, you'll almost instantly feel that this is a completely fresh design. Well, of course, there are NS and RS 200 resemblances at some places, but otherwise the styling and design of both these motorcycles are quite new and instantly likable as well. Up front, you get a bifunctional LED projector headlight, and on the Pulsar F250, you get these additional reverse boomerang LED DRLs as well. In fact, the entire lighting system on both these motorcycles is all LED. Now coming to the biggest visual difference between both these motorcycles, as you can see, the Pulsar N250 is a naked street fighter, while on the other hand, the Pulsar F250 is a semi-fed motorcycle. And talking of the curb weight of both these motorcycles, this particular model, the naked version, weighs 162 kilograms, and that's the curb weight, while the semi-fed version weighs 2 kgs more.
Both the Pulsar F250 and the Pulsar N250 get a well-chiseled and muscular-looking fuel tank, and the sharp extensions further add to the sporty appeal. Moreover, the split step-up seats look pleasing and upmarket and are very much in sync with the overall styling of the two motorcycles. The alloy wheels may look the same as the ones on the NS200 in terms of design, but these are now actually lighter by 1 kg. The rear end completes with the split-styled LED tail lamps to remind you that these bikes belong to the Pulsar family at the end of the day.
And here is one interesting fact. Bajaj Auto has told us that the LED turn indicators on both these motorcycles are the same as the ones on the RS200, and that's the only thing that is common between these two motorcycles and any other Pulsar model, which means that apart from LED turn indicators, everything else on these two bikes is completely all new.
The Pulsar N250 and the Pulsar F250 use a new tubular frame which is 3 kg lighter than the perimeter frame on the NS200 and 1 kg lighter than the diamond frame on the Pulsar 220. The instrument cluster still remains a semi-digital unit but with a fresh layout, and it now gets distance to empty readout along with a gear position indicator. However, the competition offers smartphone connectivity in this segment, and hence many people may get disappointed due to the absence of this feature on the Pulsar 250s. On the Pulsar 250, you get a USB charging port as well for better convenience. Overall, the attention to detail, fit and finish, build quality, and how these Pulsars are packaged has improved significantly, and these certainly feel like the new age Pulsars.
Now before telling you how the Pulsar 250s are to ride, let's make you hear the exhaust note of this motorcycle. What are your thoughts? Do let us know in the comment section below. Both these motorcycles are powered by a 249cc oil-cooled 2-valve engine that's good for producing 24 HP of power along with 21.5 Newton meters of torque. Having said that, the power figure of the Pulsar N250 and the F250 are exactly the same as the RS and the NS200, but what you get on these motorcycles is 3 Nm more torque. The transmission on both these is a 5-speed unit, and for the very first time you get a slip and assist clutch as well with the Pulsar.
The engine has a decent grunt low down in the rev range, and once you proceed towards the mid-range, probably the first thing you will notice about this engine is its high level of refinement that stays intact even towards the top end. Compared to the Pulsar 220F, this engine feels a bit more peppy, and close to 5 to 5,500 RPM is its sweet spot. The power delivery is quite linear, and this engine offers good tractability, thereby minimizing the need of frequent gear shifts in the city. Moreover, the added torque makes sure that the bike feels quick off the line and you can do swift overtakes in the city. One thing that we really liked about this engine is the fact that it feels quite lively throughout the rev band, and the power doesn't taper off even towards the top end when you're close to hitting the 9,500 RPM red line. During our tests, we managed to hit a speedo indicated top speed of 144 km an hour at the Bajaj Chess Track in Chakan. The gear shifts are smooth and precise, and the slip and assist clutch also worked really fine during our tests.
Now, talking of the seat height of both these motorcycles, well, the Pulsar N250 and the F250, both these bikes get a seat height of 795 millimeters, and which means the seat height is actually very accessible, and even if you are a short rider, no need to worry at all, because you can easily manage the bike in almost any situation and condition. Talking of the seating comfort, well, the padding of both the rider and the pillion seat is nice. You can spend easily a couple of hours or even 3 hours on this motorcycle without any break. We don't think that should be an issue. And Bajaj Auto claims that when you sit on these 250cc Pulsars, you actually sit in the bike rather than on the bike. And what it means is that when you actually sit on this motorcycle, you will feel that you are a part of the motorcycle, and that, according to me, is a very good thing. Now, talking of the riding position of this particular model, the F250, the foot pegs are quite rear set, and you get a relatively sporty riding position, but it's not too much demanding, and hence it should not tire you over long distances. And one more thing, unlike the naked version that gets a regular handlebar, this particular model gets clip-on handlebars, and just when you sit on this motorcycle, you get this instant feeling that this particular model, this particular bike will have a very good maneuverability in city. Is that the case or not? Let's go in the city and find out.
Yes, that was pretty much the case, as the Pulsar F250 felt considerably more effortless compared to the N250 when it comes to filtering through traffic. Both these bikes get a new tubular frame that not only ensures quick directional changes but also a solid straight line stability. The Pulsar F250 and the N250 both feel confident around high speed corners, which is also thanks to the decent grip provided by the 100 section front and the 130 section rear tires. The ride quality is decent, and the suspension setup isn't too stiff either to let you get over those broken patches quite easily. Both these bikes get a 300mm disc brake up front along with a 230mm disc unit at the rear. Well, these don't offer a razor sharp feedback and bite, but deliver reasonably good performance that seems to be enough for daily commutes. The only downer here is the fact that these 250cc Pulsars only have a single channel ABS on offer, and we believe that a dual channel ABS should have been there in the interest of better safety.
Prices of the new Bajaj Pulsar 250 range start at Rs 1,38,000 ex-showroom Delhi. Now I know what you must be thinking. Many of you might be disappointed with things like why no better power output in comparison to the RS and the NS200, despite the fact that the F250 and the N250 get a bigger engine. Or you might be thinking that why a 5-speed transmission and not a 6-speed unit, or why a single channel ABS and not a dual channel ABS, and more importantly, why the biggest Pulsars yet are not the fastest and the true Pulsar flagships in the real sense. Well, as enthusiasts, your concerns are genuine, but here is the thing that we need to understand. Apart from being an aspirational product, Bajaj Pulsar has always been about accessibility over the years, and this is the spot that Bajaj Auto has tried to hit with the Pulsar 250. So rather than going all out with features and performance, what Bajaj Auto has tried to do is deliver motorcycles that stand really high on everyday practicality, that offer you that quintessential sporty Pulsar flavor, that too in a budget. The pricing of the Pulsar 250 is almost at par with the Yamaha FZ25, while it undercuts the pricing of the Suzuki Gixxer 250 by a staggering 34,000 rupees. Moreover, for the new Pulsar 250s, you end up paying just about 5,000 rupees more over the price of the Pulsar 220F and the Pulsar NS200. So now, is the Pulsar 250 making more sense to you? Well, the first impressions are really positive, and for anyone longing for a bigger and better Pulsar, well, these two motorcycles are really nice and well-rounded options, and these have got all the ingredients to keep that Pulsar fanboy inside you happy for long. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Thank you so much for watching.